Cavin Elizabeth, your go-to for wedding content and advice, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 things wedding guests should never do. So if you are going to be attending a wedding this year or next year, you are going to want to avoid these 7 things. And the first one is wearing white to a wedding unless the dress code calls for white. So I did a video about this very recently, and this was whether or not it was okay to wear white to a wedding, and pretty much everybody said no, except for like one person. And this is pretty much taboo to wear white to a wedding. I also think that it is not okay to wear a white dress with a pattern on it. Some people think that is okay, but I think it's still pretty much in the gray area, so I would say avoid it. If you have to ask, the answer is probably no, unless the bride has somehow come to you and said it is okay. But I would say it's one day. You cannot wear white for one day, so just avoid it. Now the next one is to make sure that you are not bugging the couple with questions that you could probably easily find on their wedding website. So if they have sent out a save the date, check the save the date for a wedding website. Look on the wedding website for where you should be staying, where you can be flying into, things to do in the area, how to RSVP there, all of those things. Check that wedding website before you text the couple, call the couple, email the couple, and ask them that question. If you cannot find the answer on that website, then it is okay to reach out and ask them the question. I was bugged with questions the week of my wedding with answers that could be found on my website. You do not want to be bugging the couple. The next thing that you do not want to be doing is bringing a +1 or extra guest beyond what you were permitted to bring to the wedding. You will know who you can bring to the wedding by your invitation. If it says Sarah and guest, or Sarah and David, that and guest or David is who you are allowed to bring to the wedding. Same thing, do not bring your kids if it says that it is a child-free wedding. Those people or person or whoever are not invited if they are not on the formal invitation, so please do not bring them. The reason is because the couple has very strictly made a budget, and if you bring extra people, the budget is going to collapse. Your extra person is not on that budget. Also, they have to make room at the table. The planner or whoever has to find an extra chair to bring to that table, extra place setting. This causes a lot of stress at the moment. It is not going to be a good thing for you to bring an extra person. It is just rude. Do not do it. Another one that I see is not using your phone during the ceremony. So if there is an unplugged ceremony, make sure that you are not using your phone. It is not important for you to get pictures during the ceremony. Your couple has hired a photographer to do this. So if they have requested an unplugged ceremony, please do not use your phone. Now, if they are allowing you to use your phone, make sure that if you are sitting on the aisle, that you are not holding your phone out in the aisle and blocking the shot of the photographer while the bride is walking down the aisle. The last thing that the couple wants to see in their professional pictures is someone's hand and phone out in the aisle. That looks so bad in photos, so please do not do it. Please be respectful of the couple's professional photos that they have invested thousands of dollars in. This is very, very important. So another thing that you don't want to be doing during the reception is taking up too much of the couple's time, especially if they're eating. So be mindful that the couple has dozens, if not 100 plus, 200 plus people that they need to be speaking with on the night of their wedding. I know you're so excited to see them, and definitely do talk to them, but don't take up more than a couple of minutes, 2 to 3, 5 minutes max of their time. If they're eating, please be mindful that they don't get to eat interrupted for very long, so just be mindful of the time that you are taking to speak with them. During the wedding reception, please do not give an impromptu speech. There are a lot of reasons for this, and one of them being is that people might not necessarily want to hear from you. The couple might not want to hear from you. They have asked the people that they want to hear from to give speeches. Also, the timeline is very important on the wedding night. There are things that need to be done. The couple has hired the photographer for a specific amount of time. So if you get up and start giving an impromptu speech that goes on for several minutes, it could delay other events of the evening. And then the photographer is leaving at a certain point of the evening. And so the couple might not be able to have an event after the photographer leaves captured, because now you have moved everything in the evening later in the night. So do not give an impromptu speech. If you really must have to give an impromptu speech, Check in with the wedding planner first to see if it's okay, and if you get permission from them, then I guess you could go ahead and give this speech that you really need to give. But otherwise, do not be getting up and giving impromptu speeches or performances, whatever it may be. If you have to do something, do it on the open dance floor, give some sort of little dance performance, whatever you need to do, but just don't be giving impromptu speeches during the wedding night. And the last one is to please do not complain about the wedding at the wedding. You never know who could hear you. It could be a vendor who hears you, another guest at the wedding who hears you. It could be the bride or the groom who hears you, or a family member. So just don't complain at the wedding. I have heard people, like as a vendor, I've heard people complain about the wedding at the wedding. So it is not a good look for you. So just make sure at the wedding that you are very positive. You need to be appreciative to be there. The couple invited you. They wanted you there. You mean something to them. So just be grateful to be a guest at the wedding. If you don't want to be there, then don't go. So otherwise, just be positive, be happy, be cheerful to be there. So those are the 7 things that you should not do as a wedding guest. So just be a good guest, be a good person, be happy to be there, and that is it. So be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post videos every week with wedding content, advice, tips, and inspiration, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!